Welcome back to District Wire News. We're going to move on to sports. Zach's going to give us all the details with the Sports Wire. Zach?
That's right, Kayla. We're coming off a weekend here, and that means there's a lot of football to discuss. So let's get right to it. The Washington Redskins went north of the border for the first time in franchise history, playing the Buffalo Bills, in Toronto. They left their A game in the USA. Buffalo's defense sacked quarterback John Beck 9 times, including this one, obviously. They also forced Beck into 2 interceptions, this one by safety George Wilson. The Buffalo counterpart, Ryan Fitzpatrick, threw for 2 touchdowns, both to tight end Scott Chandler. The Buffalo Bills' dream season continues with a 23-0 win. They're all alone in first place in the AFC East. Washington doesn't get that much of a break. Next week, they host the San Francisco 49ers, who own the second best record in the NFL. The Cowboys were in Philadelphia to play the struggling Eagles. Well, let's face it, Dallas has been struggling too. Here we go, first drive, 3rd and 9. Michael Vick dumps it off to Jeremy Maclin, and he just does the rest, going into the end zone for the score. Still in the first quarter here, it's LeSean McCoy rushing to the right, and he's going to put the Eagles up 14-0. McCoy finished with 185 yards on the ground by himself. The Eagles win 34-7. One big reason, Philly goes the whole game without a turnover for the first time this season. Michael Vick talked about it after the game.
Turnovers are, things that, happen. And, it's inevitable. You can't control them sometimes. They're going to happen. And you just catch, you catch good breaks, you catch bad breaks, and, you just got to keep rolling with the punches. And
the Eagles jumped to 3-4 on the season. The Cowboys dropped to that same 3-4 mark. Combine this game with the Redskins' loss, and now there's a 3-way tie for second place in the NFC East division. The Baltimore Ravens looked just as bad as the Redskins for much of their game Sunday, but a historic comeback might have saved their season. The Arizona Cardinals came into Baltimore and forced 2 turnovers out of Ravens quarterback Joe Flacco. They also returned this punt return. Watch Patrick Peterson, the rookie, break a tackle, break another tackle. Here he goes. He's going to break another tackle and go all the way 82 yards for the touchdown. He would have kept going, but, there's a wall in the way. The Cards went up 24-3 late in the second quarter, but the Ravens came out strong after halftime. In the second half, you saw quarterback Joe Flacco throw 3 pass interference penalties in the end zone. Look at Peterson. He's going to get too much of Anquan Boldin here. That's a flag, setting up Ray Rice for this easy 1-yard touchdown carry. He would have 3 on the day, none longer than 3 yards. Arizona tied it late, but the Ravens marched 37 yards in the final minute, and Bill Cundiff nailed a 25-yard field goal as time expires, and Baltimore wins 30-27. This 21-point comeback is the largest in Ravens history. They keep pace with both the Steelers and the Bengals in the NFC North. While the Ravens survived, the New Orleans Saints not so lucky. They traveled to St. Louis to play the winless Rams, who would not be winless for long. Here they block Thomas Morstead's punt. The ball's going to go out of bounds at about the 15-yard line, Rams ball. That sets up Steven Jackson, who carries it in for 3 yards out. Jackson would have 2 touchdowns on the day. After that touchdown, quarterback Drew Brees for the Saints gets the ball back, drops back, goes deep, and throws a pick. That's Rams safety Josh Gordy with the pick. That brings new Rams quarterback A.J. Feely on the field, and he finds his new teammate Brandon Lloyd in the end zone. Rams go up 17-0. They go on to win by a final of 31-21, upsetting New Orleans. The city of St. Louis also celebrated the Cardinals' World Series title over the weekend, but today their manager has announced his retirement. Manager Tony La Russa led the parade through downtown St. Louis on Sunday. He spent 33 years managing major league teams. He's been in charge of the Cardinals for 16 years, winning 2 championships in that span. The man is 67 years old. He's also coached the Athletics and the White Sox. This announcement kicks off what could be an anxious offseason for Cards fans. Star first baseman Albert Pujols is expected to test free agency this offseason. The 3-time MVP has played for St. Louis for 11 years.
Retiring 2 days after winning the World Series? That's kind of weird, isn't it?
I guess. He's also going out on top. You can't exactly have a better season than the one he just had.
Every year, adults and children celebrate Halloween with candy and costumes. But where exactly did these traditions come from? Jade Ryan has the story.
Halloween, a time of costumes and pumpkin carving, scary movie marathons, and trick-or-treating. But where did this widely celebrated American holiday come from? The origins of Halloween can be traced back to the Celtic people living in present-day Ireland and United Kingdom. These people celebrated a festival called Samhain on the 1st of November each year, which represented the transition from the summer months of harvest to the dark and cold winter.
They thought that at this time there was like a window open on October 31st when the souls that had been done wrong, right, in their life could come back and seek revenge.
As Christianity spread throughout Europe, it blended with some of the traditionally pagan holidays.
Call this day All Hallows Eve, and hallows meaning holy, so the eve of the All Holy. And November 1st, they established as All Saints' Day. And All Saints' Day is a holy day of obligation in the Catholic Church.
Halloween emerged in America gradually as each European culture brought its own traditions. Trick-or-treating originated from the English All Souls' Day parades, in which poor citizens were given pastries called soul cakes in exchange for prayers for their deceased family members. And many of the scarier parts of Halloween relate to measures Europeans used to take in order to ward off evil spirits. Costumes were worn to disguise people from evil spirits that may be searching for them, and baskets of food were often left outside homes in order to prevent a spirit from entering. Gruesome faces carved into turnips and beets were also meant to scare away ghosts. These vegetables were eventually replaced by pumpkins, which are indigenous to North America. Reporting for District Wire News, I'm Jade Ryan.
Coming up, Entertainment Wire, musical sensation Adele is undergoing throat surgery. We'll bring you details on the songstress's vocal ordeal after the break.